How's it going, guys? It's the Peruvian Trucker back with another video, and I'm out here in Schnecksville, PA, Super Value headquarters or Super Value warehouse here in Pennsylvania. And it's 35 degrees, but I'm out here with like a short sleeve and sandals because I'm all hot and bothered, believe it or not. I just had one of the most stressful days, if not the most stressful day in trucking. So yeah, but it's starting to rain, so let me just get inside the cab so I can talk to you about it. Well, guys, so where to start? I picked up this load yesterday at 10-ish in the morning in Ottawa, Illinois. Before this, I had this load going from Mississippi to Illinois with the trailer that had the blowout. So about 2 hours away from that delivery, the 90 on that load in Illinois from Mississippi. I received a pre-plan, a proposed next load that was going from somewhere in Illinois to Utah. And you know, I checked the weather regularly, and I know there's this big storm. I knew there was this big storm coming from the West Coast. So I declined that load. No harm, no foul. Ready to wait probably another day or at least 12 hours until I get the next load. But within 30 minutes, I got this load that I'm in. It picked up in Ottawa, Illinois, going to Schnecksville, Pennsylvania. Picked up around 10 in the morning. Started heading east. Drove about 6-7 hours. And that's the thing. So yesterday, I still had 3 hours to drive on my clock. It's about 6 in the afternoon. But I had this dilemma. I'm in Ohio, running east on 80. And I had that dilemma. Do I push it the 3 hours that I have on my clock just to get as far as I can, running the risk of not finding any parking at 9 o'clock at night? Or do I just, you know, at 6 o'clock, there's a rest area coming up. Let me just park here and I'll take it all the way tomorrow. Still be early, you know. So I kept looking at my miles, to my destination, to be within my 8-hour block to drive the next day or today. So I pulled up at this rest area last night, around 410 miles away from my delivery address. But the snowstorm caught up to me. And I wasn't planning on making this video, but you know, I thought it was just gonna be a smooth run. But I've seen some shit. I've seen some shit, guys. It was one of those situations where I was debating whether or not I should be out on the road. There was definitely a couple of times when I was like, you know what, let me just pull over right now. But it got better. So, I mean, I don't want to be anticlimactic, but I'm already at my delivery address, so clearly I made it unscathed and safe. Not that I was unsafe at any point of my drive, but there were a couple of moments in which I considered just pulling over and waiting out the weather. But I'm here. So, again, I wasn't planning on making this video. It's just that, you know, I have some footage of the carnage. So, it was definitely a stressful situation. It was definitely a dire situation, dare I say, and also heartbreaking to a degree, because you know there was a lot of carnage on the road, and it made me question myself, like why am I even trying to get to this place? Is it worth the risk? And I really can't tell if the accidents that I saw were caused because of the weather or because of negligence on part of the drivers, because I was very focused, probably the most focused I've been since I started driving. Yes, and I have no trouble admitting to that. It may make me look bad, but not really. I'm very focused, but I was like extra focused today. And I mean, definitely driving under 60 miles an hour, 55, 58, staying in that sweet spot. A lot of people blowing past me, regular cars and trucks as well, which begs the question, because I had a safe drive. I saw a lot of stuff, which I'll get to. I'm sorry, I'm making this intro really long, but I had a safe drive doing still 55, 58, and saw a lot of accidents, which again begs the question: was it me that was being unsafe or irresponsible by driving, or did I just encounter people that were negligent, or just hit a bad patch of ice or a bad weather moments before I showed up? But anyway, let me take you to the beginning, I guess. So I started driving around 10 in the morning, and and there was no snow piled up on the rest area that I was in. But quickly, within the first 45 minutes on my drive, it got clear. It was very clear that it was going to be a long drive. So I was doing 60 miles an hour very aware of the traffic of cars in the distance. So if I saw anything that was like slightly suspicious of a slowdown, I would start tapping on my brakes, hit the Jake brake if it warranted it, just to not wear my brakes. Oh, by the way, my brakes got a workout today, for sure. So I'm driving, and it's a pretty uneventful drive. Again, just stay on the right lane, 60 miles an hour, 58, whatever. But at some point, the traffic was piling up on the right lane, so I moved to the center lane. Still keeping an exaggerated distance, I would say, but not really, given the conditions. And again, it's all going fairly smooth. We're doing 50 miles an hour at this point, and I noticed the truck in front of me slow down. So right away, as soon as I see that, I start feathering my brakes, or stabbing my brakes slightly. And I had never experienced this before, but for the first time since I've been trucking, I get to hear the ABS valves opening and closing rapidly. I wouldn't say struggling for traction, because they did their job really well, but and I didn't lose traction, but that's because there was a lack of traction and they had to work. The ABS valves, the ABS system was put to work. So yeah, and I slow down and I encounter this situation. Now, thankfully I was keeping my distance, so it was pretty okay. It was fine. I was in control of my truck. But then this happened. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought that guy was gonna hit the truck that was in the middle of the road. Very scary, very scary. But that's not as bad as what happened after. I don't think that I ever got scared in the drive, because for me to be scared means that I lose my composure and I'm open to making a mistake. That never happened. I feel like the entire time I was really on top of the situation and I was handling it really well. But I did have that concern of whether I should stop or not. And the thing is that every time that thought entered my head, you know, the situation got better. So yeah. But anyway, that's and I mean, it was pretty smooth. Shortly after that, I encountered a couple more accidents or trucks that had veered off the road, and there was also debris on the opposite direction, or coming from the opposite direction. But the next 6 hours were pretty smooth, right up until I had to exit I-80. The entire time I was driving, I was looking at the difference on distance between my trucker path and my OmniTrax. It was like a 16-mile difference. OmniTrax had 60 miles less than trucker path, and trucker path was sending me further down I-80. Now, I know OmniTrax, or Qualcomm, or whatever you want to call it, with the Navigo, sends you through small towns and rural highways. So I was very aware of this, and I was going to go the extra 16 miles following the trucker path. But right after I passed the exit that I was supposed to take according to the OmniTrax, trucker path suggested that as an alternate route that would save me 11 miles. Meaning that I had to like take the next exit, circle back around, and get back to I-81. So I was like, you know what? Maybe something changed that made trucker path suggest this just now. So I took that, and I should have known better. It was just I-81 for like 15 miles, and then 30 miles of crappy 2-lane roads with inclines and declines and downhills. And I mentioned this in the beginning. I calculated the mileage, the distance to my delivery address with my hours to make it on time. That last 45 minutes, the last, well, I mean, combined with all the slowdowns because of the accidents, I barely made it here. I made it here with 1 minute to spare. But I made it, and I made it safely, and I'm very happy, and I'm very thankful, and I'm very blessed. And I think it's worth mentioning that as stressful as this situation was, it did not ruin my love for trucking one bit. I am happy that I made it. I'm ready to take on the next load, and we'll see where the road takes us. I actually just got my next load suggested, so let's see. While I'm recording this video, I just got the message for the next load. Let's see. And before I end the video, I want to put emphasis one more time, guys. Like, do your pre-trip. It's really not worth the risk of skimming on it or skipping it. You want to be as safe as you can on the road. Like, it's your livelihood, it's your career. It's not worth losing that just for, you know, to save 30 minutes or 15 if you do it fast. Yeah, anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you're staying safe out there, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you for watching.